Hi guys, this is Sam from Fluid Social, talking to you from the beach. Today what I want to talk to you about is the major difference between Western Europe, the social culture in Western Europe, and the culture here in Brazil, specifically Rio de Janeiro. The major difference that you'll find when you're meeting people, both men and women, whether it's your social circle or your dating and relationships that you want to improve, the major difference is how relaxed you come across in the interaction. So for example, let's talk about women first. Like if you're a guy and you're a single guy and you want to meet a girlfriend or have a relationship or just date women, in England perhaps the way you're going to look at it is that you don't want to be friend zoned. You know, you want to go up to a girl, you want to express your intent, you want to tell her that she's beautiful, you want to set up a date, you want to meet her alone at a set place, and you've got a plan of how you're going to do the date, and everything seems to need this sort of preemptive plan where you know exactly what you're doing. But the most poignant thing about it is that feeling that you need to express intent, that you need to frame the interaction in a way that implies that you're going to be on a date, perhaps, and not just meeting up. And the real difference here in Rio that took me a long time to sort of understand is that over here that's not the way things work. You know, we're here on the beach, and when I go and talk to women on the beach and meet people here, I never go up and expect that it's going to turn into a date or that we're going to need to turn into a date. When I first got here, I found it amazing that so many women that I talked to and we seemed to have a good connection would just say, hey, I'm out here with my friends, come along. And if I would hear that in London or in England or in Europe, I would think there's really not much point. She's probably not interested in me. She's got her friends there, so she's not really going to be interested in me. It's just telling me a place that they are, maybe so that she'll get some additional male attention while she's out having fun. But over here, that's completely normal and completely natural. Or if a girl says, hey, I'm out with my friend, but just one friend, but come and meet me, you know, you think maybe I won't go and do that. I'll wait until she's by herself, because even in London it might feel a little bit disrespectful that she's asking you to come out and meet with her and her friend, rather than feeling like she wants to see you one-on-one. But over here it's not like that. The way most guys meet most women is not under that guise. If a guy meets a girl on the beach here, he's probably just asked to leave his kanga with her, his towel with her on the beach. And they've had a little interaction, they've had a friendly conversation, and maybe they hang around for a bit or they meet up later. And if when they meet up it turns into something more romantic or something more sexual, then that's fine. But if it doesn't, that's fine as well. And so I think a great lesson that people can learn in Western Europe that you really realize when you're over here in Rio is that you don't need to have a framework around an interaction. It's enough for you to just go up, have a conversation, have a gentle, friendly connection, or whatever else, message them later, try and meet up, whether they're with friends, whether you're with friends, whether they're in another part of town or you are. Bring everyone together, see what happens, and allow those relationships to develop organically. It's much more rare here that a guy would go up and immediately start hitting on a girl on the beach and trying to sort of take her home from the beach or form a relationship out of that. It's much more likely that they would start off with that friendly chemistry and that friendly connection, and then if it develops romantically one-on-one from that point, then so be it. But if it doesn't, then that's okay as well. Maybe you could introduce that girl to a friend of yours. Maybe you could meet up with some friends together and you'll be interested in another girl. But to adopt the mindset of just meeting people, not trying to force it. They have a word called beleza here, which basically just means beauty, tranquility, peace, relax. It means any of those things. And that's the sort of mindset that people adopt on the beach and around Zona Sul, Ipanema, Leblon, where it's not a big deal. It doesn't matter. You don't need to force chemistry. You don't need to force sex. You don't need to force romance. Just let it all happen, meet someone, relax, don't expect anything to happen. If you like them, get the contact details to meet up later, but not with the framework of romance. And though this is the difference here in Rio to maybe London or Hamburg or Paris or great European cities, you can actually bring this mindset back home and it's also effective. So though it seems different, I wouldn't actually say that it's more effective over in Europe to actually try and push for romance or push for a date. Even though that seems to be the case, I don't think it's true. I think you're better off anywhere in the world having this attitude of beleza, where you're not trying to push for anything, you're relaxed with the girl, it's cool, you can be friends with her, or maybe you're going to date, maybe you could have sex with her, maybe you could be in a relationship. But any time that you're trying to force that here in Rio, people are instantly turned off. And people feel a level of sort of pressure, like, oh, it's not relaxed anymore. You know, if he just wants to see me to date and, you know, go out and date, then it doesn't feel relaxed anymore. People are less conscious of time here. They're more likely to turn up late to things. They're more likely to turn up with a friend, and you've just got to accept that. And when you can have that relaxed attitude of, you know, spending the day on the beach, just meeting some cool people that maybe you won't even see again, maybe you will, but you're not trying to rush anything. When you adopt that attitude, the best things come to you. You'll meet more people. The people that you do meet will be more interested in spending time with you, and during that time that they spend with you, that's where the romance, the connection, the sexual or romantic relationship will develop from. But anytime you're trying to add a framework around it, you're trying to make it be a certain way, it's not going to work. People aren't going to be interested in you, and your relationships are going to fail. I met a guy recently in Starbucks, a tourist, and I just went and talked to him because I knew he wasn't from Rio. We had a conversation, he seemed quite chilled out, and I went out with him and introduced him to a friend, and he said, yeah, the problem I'm having in Rio is I keep meeting people on a night out, but when I message them the next day to meet up, it's like they don't want to be friends anymore, they don't want to meet with me, and I'm like, hey man, do you not want to be friends? I was like, trying to explain to him, man, it's not going to work. If you're meeting interesting people on a night out, and then you're trying to force a friendship out of it, it's not going to work, because they're not going to want to spend their time with you. So when they do go out with friends, they're not going to invite you, because they don't want to be around someone that's trying to enforce a framework, that's trying to get friends, or get a girlfriend, or get a relationship out of every interaction. People just want to hang out with other people that are going to make them laugh, they're going to make them smile, and that are going to share that attitude of beleza, where it doesn't really matter, where you're not so conscious of time, you're more happy to relax, you don't mind if it's romantic or friendly. Que será? It's all okay. So anybody who's thinking of coming to Rio, I encourage you not to change the way you're being. Don't try and be more like a carioca. Don't try and be more forward. Don't try and be more sexual. But just let yourself relax. Don't pressure yourself to have dates and have relationships. Just go out to meet people. Go out to connect with people. Go out to expand your social circle. But don't force anything, and you'll find that the relationships come to you. The friendships and the social circle is magnetized to you when you can adopt the same attitude that they naturally have in Rio de Janeiro. So as always, if you guys are interested in learning this, coming out with me, meeting my social network, meeting my friends, meeting the girls that I know, then get in contact with me at the email address admin@fluid.social, and we'll arrange a short call. I'll teach you a little bit more about the culture, and we can set up some one-on-one time so that you guys can enjoy this culture in the most natural and relaxed way. Thanks for watching. Sam out.
Ela é do tipo que gosta muito de conversar.